Okay, okay. Let's get right into it. So, good evening, ladies and gents. I'm King George. I am the owner of T.Y.I Productions. I am the curator of Black 31 magazine. Today, we are here with another special guest, another special woman from the community. Um, I have known her as a poet. She had been in several different editions of Black 31 magazine. Um, she's also a student. She's a speaker. And I also know her to have a very good speaking voice. So, without further ado, can we please introduce from what I know her as Miss Jasmine Shirley? Let's go.
Hello.
Let's
What's
go.
going on,
Let's
guys?
go. Let's go. Let's go. So, how are you today? How you feeling?
I'm okay. I'm feeling a little bit better today. Today went very well.
Understand. So let the people know. Who is Jasmine Shirley?
Okay, so I am a college student. I'm in my final year. I go to a CUNY school called York College in New York. Um, my major is journalism, and I am a minor in theater arts. I've returned back in 2023 to finish my degree to get my bachelor's. Um, I've obviously wrote poems and a short story for you in your magazine.
Yes.
I have my own poetry book on Amazon called Deep Within Our Hearts by the name Janelle Jules, which is my stage name. And I'm also a part of another company that does film with the students that are here called Midnight Slate Production. And I released my short film last year.
Okay. Okay. So you have a short film.
Yeah, I just released it last year with
Oh, that's
the company.
that's beautiful. And what's the name of the short film?
It's called Intrusive Thoughts.
Wow. And let the people know what was that entire short film based around.
Okay, so I played the main character. Her name is Sarah, and it was the premise of, um, I guess you can say, fighting your inner demons. She had a nervous breakdown, and she experienced a psychotic break, which made her basically, you could say, I left it as a cliffhanger, but you could say she might have turned to the dark side, or she started standing up for herself. Yeah,
Oh wow. Wow, that's amazing. And how long is this short film?
it's only 9 minutes. It's not too long.
Okay. I understand. So getting some acting under the belt and everything too.
No, I just did it because no, it was just like I always loved writing and I knew that I wanted to produce something, so I took it upon myself to act in it to just
Wow.
get it done, you know? Yeah,
Wow.
but I'm not an actor.
I understand.
No, I don't want to be in the spotlight like that.
No, I understand. Now, I gotta ask, what does poetry mean to you?
Poetry is therapy. Poetry is expression. You express yourself. I was a very quiet and shy. I still feel like I'm shy and quiet. If you get to know me in person for the first time, I think if you were really cool, I'm more out there, but I am a very shy person. And I believe poetry made me speak who I am and connect with others because everyone has emotions, and sometimes talking is not the best. So I use poetry as my scapegoat to express my emotions.
Okay. Okay. I respect it. I respect it. And poetry is very therapeutic. I'm so glad that you articulately spoke in that way about poetry because poetry is very essential to a lot of different mechanisms that we may experience. We use poetry as that safe space.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? That safe space to be able to express your feelings and to leave it out on the table. And poetry is always going to treat you right back.
Yes.
Right? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I gotta ask a question.
Yeah.
Um, Is there anything in particular, growing up wise, right? Growing up or just in life, is there anything detrimental that happened, that you would like to share, an experience, but
Oh,
also positively, and how you overcame that experience?
oh, well, this one's a bit personal, but I guess it can be inspiring to someone, so I'll share. Um, in the past, when the pandemic happened, I decided to move out of my parents' house. Not in the right way, but in a way that I'd grown as a person. And I feel like it was an experience that I needed to have because I was sheltered. From leaving my parents' house, I was in a shelter for about maybe 2 years before I started actually kind of living on my own. And then it didn't work out with the roommate situation, so I'm technically back at my parents' house for a time being. But through the time that I was out there, I found out a lot about the world and myself. And I guess you can say there were a lot of stories that people told me and a lot of experience that happened. Me personally, I would say the experience at first was scary, but it had to be done because, again, I was sheltered as a child up until I did leave. And from being out there, I got to experience the bad parts of the world and the good parts of the world. The bad parts were, fake friends, not good relationship, toxic relationships, um, making the right choices, learning how to save your money and whether or not when your next meal is going to be, and also working. I was always working. I worked almost everywhere. I worked as a HHA, which is basically someone who helps the older folks and take care of them. I did housekeeping for a while, both in people's home and at a hotel. I did lab work. I even was the Easter Bunny back in 2022 for Roosevelt Field, and I worked at a lab to put in specimens. And then I started working at an after school. The job I have now is a paraprofessional, but through all that experience, I can say that I overcame because I kept wanting more for myself, and it helped me express myself and be the person I am today. So I do regret leaving without a better plan, but I don't regret my experience that I had because I don't think I would grow as a person, and I think I would have been more, how would you say, um, sheltered and boxed in and possibly taken advantage of if I didn't make that choice.
No? Okay. And wow, wow, wow. And I understand that so much because we all experienced those times. Uh, a lot of us, especially when it's time that you actually want to leave from home and you come from a family. So I definitely understand that. Um, I have also experienced that also at a certain age in life. I just started to move, out of my parents' house, and so I understand.
Yeah.
Um, what do you love most about yourself?
Uh, the terminology workaholic. As much as I hate being stressed out, I just can't stop working. I can't sit down for a while. I have to do something to feel like I'm myself. So I guess my work ethic, even when I'm tired, even with school when I'm tired and I'm like, I'm just gonna do this for the project and that's it. Nope, I go ahead and go the extra mile all the time, and it's worth it because I can see that my what I wanted is way better than what I thought I could do, and I am very impressed with myself and proud of myself for doing that.
Wow, wow, that's great. That's great. That's
Yeah.
excellent. That's excellent. Um, why is history and culture important? Why is that important?
Oh, it's funny you say that. I was talking to my friend about that. Okay. History is important because for a very long time, especially in the Black community, there were a lot of things that were under wraps and we're now discovering. Like last week, I discovered that Jingle Bells is actually a tribute to mocking the African community. And I find that fascinating because all this time we were singing it and having a good time. And it's something that's like was brushed under the roof. And it really opens your eyes on how humanity was towards certain people. And I feel like as much as we don't like talking about the bad things that happen, it's good to know what happened so we can grow from it because there's always generational trauma. And I feel like as a Black community, we are the next generations and we need to stop moving back and continue to move forward. And as far as culture, I support Black. Anything when it comes to writing, movies, anything that's Black, I support. I can't emphasize how much we need to support. We always, every time we get somewhere in history, we always get torn down. So culture is a very big thing for me, especially when it comes to family and healing wounds and all that. I feel like once we get through it, I know it's hard to forgive and it's hard to forget, but it's a part of growing up and it helps us grow for our children's and our children's children, especially
Yeah.
for how the times is right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. 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 And I'm so glad that you spoke on, especially the times right now. I'm so glad that you mentioned that, right? Because in these times right now, we have a spike in gun violence within the
Yes.
inner city youth. We have like a major spike in mental health illness,
Absolutely.
uh, with a lot of different things that's going on in our communities. And what do you believe is certain solutions to these mental health crises and also the inner city violence?
Okay, there's two things, which is funny because I say this to myself, but I don't do it. Therapy. I think all of us need therapy. Not saying that you need it for like whatever, but I think that there's a lot of trauma that happens in our childhood because our parents always try to be the best parents from their parents, and sometimes they put a lot of pressure on us without realizing. You know, you forget how you were when you were younger, when you get older. So I don't blame them. It's a part of life, you know. You want the best for your kids and you do anything that you can, and sometimes that could be toxic. I feel like therapy and not just talking. Everybody thinks therapy is talking. There's different types of therapy. There's art therapy, there's meditation, there's music, there's, I think I said art already. There's writing it out, stuff like that. Everyone needs something to, I guess you could say, release the tension because life is stressful and we could pretend that we're good and everything's fine. But when you're by yourself, all those inner thoughts come in your head and it's like, whoa, I'm not enough. Whoa, I'm not this. But when you sit down with someone and vent out, whether you're venting to someone, writing it out, painting it out, singing it out, listening to it, it helps regulate your system and your body because you're resetting everything that you stored up in your body is now releasing. And I feel a lot of people need to take grace as much as we want like to be a billionaire or this greatest person, you have to give yourself grace. The little paycheck that you made is good. That's grace. You worked your job. Take some time. Go on vacay. There's so many people that work and they're sick. And yes, money is an issue, but you can't continue to work and like kill yourself without giving yourself grace. So I feel like when it comes to like mental health, I feel like a lot of people want to be comfortable in life, but forget that you also have to enjoy life. Yeah.
Yes, that's the truth. That's the truth. That's absolutely the truth.
Yeah.
Um, I want to speak on the journey of being a student, right? Um, what does it take to be a student, and also uh, let the people know what it takes to be a striving student.
Oh, we put a lot of faith in the striving. I don't see myself as that, but I'm getting there. When I first went, I came to college in 2028. I was what you can say the school that I went to. It wasn't my dream school. What happened in high school was they have, I don't know if you remember, they have rounds. I put in my application. My counselor didn't send it in until the last round. So this was my safety school. Didn't really like it at first. I was a journalism major, but I really wanted to be a creative writing major. This school didn't have it at the time, so I stuck to journalism because I was interested in photojournalism. I'm still interested, but it's starting to shift.
Okay.
Um, I came here And my goal was finish college in 3 years. So for my freshman and sophomore, going into my junior year, I was taking 6 classes per semester. And the semester that really took the toll was 2020, which is when I dropped out because it was too much for me and I was trying to achieve something that's nearly impossible.
Yes.
Um, it took me 3 years to come back, mostly because I felt like in my life, whenever I do something, I never finish, and I felt defeating that me dropping out happened. So I built up the courage to be like, you know what? We're going to do something different. However long it takes me, I'm going to take my time and I'm just going to graduate. So when I came back in 2023, I literally took 2 classes. And once I got the A's in that 2 classes, it went from 2 to 3 to 4 to now 6, which I can manage now because I took that grace and said, you know, let's be realistic. So as a student, I think another thing was that my parents were pressuring me. My dad has a master's actually, and my mom had an associate's.
Okay.
She was close to getting her bachelor's, but when she had me and my sister, she stopped. So they were really adamant on me finishing. So
Okay.
I believe that played a part into it. But as a student, I think a lot of the times, besides our parents and our own goals, you have to be realistic to yourself. Some days you want to achieve something fast, but if it's literally killing you, and it was, because my grades were slowly going down. It's not down anymore. I'm starting to get the A's and my GPA is starting to go up now. But back then and to now, I can say as a student, college is an experience that you make it, and it's very easy to get distracted. But when you find the right people that help you and push you to be great, it's the most wonderful experience. And I feel like for me now, at first I was telling myself, oh, I'm not going to have no friends. Like, I need to be focused. And like, I think like the first semester, I met these great people, and these are the same people that helped me make the short film. So I think with the realistic of finding the right people and having a mind for yourself and saying, I'm going to finish this, but if it takes me 2, 3, 4, 5 years, I'm going to take that time to do it. Because at the end of the day, you want to finish your goal, and that's all that matters. Don't rush, is what I'm trying to say.
I respect that. I respect that
Yeah.
so much. Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, what are the major challenges? 'Cause I know you mentioned it. What are the major challenges of being a young college student on campus or off campus?
There's two things. Professors, I for this semester, it's the first time in a long time I had the worst professor, and because of how he was grading my work, I had to drop it. I couldn't, as much as I wanted to get out by, didn't want to take so much classes next semester. I saw that I was not going to pass the class, and I just dropped it. So I feel
Wow.
like coming to the reality of like when a professor is really like not giving you what you want, no matter how hard you work, and you're still not getting the grade you deserve, I
Yeah.
think just dust it and try again. And another thing besides professors is procrastination.
Mm.
The thing about college is funny because the first 2 weeks, smooth, easy. I don't know what it is in the third week, but it starts to pile up in work. And you would sit there like, I would have a Monday class, a Wednesday class, and then I have Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday to do the homework. The homework would be due like either Thursday or next week Tuesday. So I'm thinking, oh, I got 3 days. By Tuesday, if I don't even do the homework, you start to see like if I don't do the homework that same day that I get it, it starts to pile up way quicker than you think it does. So procrastination is something that it's very, you think, oh, I have so much time, but you really don't. A lot of the homework that the professors give, it is easy in a sense, but it takes time to do it correctly. And that's what people think. That's why I feel like a lot of students mess up on, where they think, oh, I know how to do English. It shouldn't take me that long to write a paper. But when they actually see what they have to read and write down, it's like, oh, wait, I need to take my time and do it so I can get a good grade. So I feel those two things are a big factor as a challenge.
Wow. Wow. I respect it. I respect that so much. Wow. Um, when it comes to when it comes to uh leadership, how do you feel? How do you feel about leadership in the community as we see it right now? And do we even have any more leaders? What do you think?
Yes and no. I believe that we have leaders in our community. I believe that the thing that I think I said it to someone because I was talking about one of the things that I've started to get interested in is investigational journalism, which is basically if there's any problem with the community, I would go and figure out what the root of the source is. I was working at the school paper. I recently stepped down because of a lot of drama that happened, and I think it was time for me to take a break on that. And I'm hopefully, well, we'll get back to that. But there's two things. I say yes because I see when it came to it just happened. When it came to calling out people that supported Israel, I'm not sure if I'm saying this right. I don't want to mix it up. We had the blackout for Target, and we had the blackout on blackout. The blackout Friday where we didn't purchase anything from Amazon, and a few other companies that were supporting the wrong things. And I
Oh,
felt like, even with ICE too, I felt like, and the Black Lives Matter, we have people that still advocate for those type of things. And the thing about it is that, like I said, I think that we have a lot of trauma, and I think we need to push forward. Yes, these things happen, but a lot of times we are rallying and we stop when we really should keep going. Like with Black Lives Matter, there's still discrimination. There's still things that need to be fixed. Or with ICE, there's still things that aren't fair for people that are immigrants that come here and they get detained, or people that are citizens and still get detained. Like there has to be a continuation of, we can't just sit there and have this big rally and then stop. It has to keep going, even if it means having rallies for the rest of like 5 years from now. It has to keep going because the moment we step back is the moment they push forward. And that's why I say no, because I feel like we have a tendency where things are good, we sit and let things marinate until it gets bad again. But I feel like if we continue to speak, continue to grow, and also another thing that I noticed, because I live in New York, a lot of the black businesses are getting bought out by the Jewish or a certain community and getting gentrified. And it's a lot once they start putting certain stores and certain people start I get it, rent is high, but certain people start showing up here and start pushing us out. That's when we need to start like, no, we can't be selling out to these people. We need to keep this community because once we sell it, we can't have it no more, even if
exactly.
it's ours. So I feel like that's why I say no. And I get it. New York is not the best. I'm not saying it's the bad, like the bad or anything, but New York is getting to a point where, as any type of minority right now, it's scary with the whole ICE thing going on and with inflation. And a lot of people are just moving to another state because it's cheaper and it's easier. But like, we need to
That's true.
keep, we need to stand strong. Like, it's hard, I get it, but we need to stand strong because the moment we don't, they're just going to run over us. And they're slowly doing that with the Trump administration. They're slowly doing that. I don't think people realize it, but it's happening.
Absolutely. And wow. And how do you feel about the current administration?
Um, I don't agree with it. I think, and I don't want to say, no, I'm going to say how it is. I think he is for himself, and the people that he works with are only there to benefit the long run, which is if they do this, I can't pick an example particularly because I've been out of politics, but I know with the whole SNAP benefits, um, that was a craziness because there were a lot of people that didn't have food, or a close friend of mine that worked at TSA, he was not getting paid for that whole entire time, and he was scraping, just scraping to make it by. So I didn't agree with that. I do believe that they need to have a better system, but I blame the workers more than him Because I know how the system runs where there's a little bit of loopholes, but it's the same thing with a lot of the governments. They tend to just overlook things, and that's why a lot of people take advantage of those services. And granted, I didn't agree with it. I think we could have maybe hired more people and got more investigating with people who need it and people who are taking advantage of it. But we don't do that because a lot of people that work, they just do a job and get a paycheck and then go home. They don't care about the job. And that's another issue that happens. But mostly, I don't agree with most of the things that he does. I think it's for himself, and it's only benefit people that are already rich. The people that are middle class and poor is just slowly going down, and it's not going to get better. This is why I said we need to stand strong, and we need to the whole not buying from certain companies. We need to keep it going because once we dry them out, they won't have power over us.
Okay. Absolutely. Absolutely. Community is powerful, and communities uh, definitely should be protected. Um, I do understand that in the times that we are in now, a lot of our communities are they are taken over already,
Yeah.
and a lot of people have sold their properties. A lot of
Hmm.
people don't even want to be around themselves
Yes.
because
There's
they
that
have
too.
seen the damage. And man, but also our communities have been failing because we have been accepting money.
Yes. Hmm.
We have been accepting money, literally.
I know. I had a discussion. I literally had this talk with someone about it because I was saying, you know, part of me wanted to go back. I'm definitely going back. Besides my school, like go back in my community and start programs for the students. I feel like I tell people all the time, the children are our future, and we're literally watching the kids nowadays just slowly grow them into the ground. They can't read, they can't write, they can't articulate things. They're addicted to the phones. They're addicted to social media, being a content creator. They're doing nasty, disgusting pranks. They have no role models. And when they do have guidance, they ignore it. They have no respect, no manners, no nothing. And we just sit there and say, oh, I don't like kids. No, talk to them. Sometimes they don't hear you, but that one kid that you get through can make a difference. Because monkey see, monkey do. Now, a lot
Yeah,
of times the children they like seeing things and they just do the same thing. They don't even do it for themselves. They just do it because everyone else is doing it. And
ab-
we have to save our young folks because my kids, whoever is coming after me is teaching my kids and my grandkids. We have to put a stop to it. We can't just let it like we can't. I see a kid acting up in the street, I say something. They may say something to me, but I know for a fact that like at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit there and let them act crazy. Like you have no home training. I know your mom and dad taught you right, so act right.
absolutely, absolutely. So do you believe that a lot of knowledge? So do you believe that the knowledge of? Because I also believe sometimes. Do you believe that the knowledge of man and woman has left out of the black community?
I don't. Can you give me a reference on what you're trying to say?
So you know how what I'm trying to say is I believe that some of the love and the good teachings that we once had is no longer there at all.
Absolutely. And I tell you what it's from. It's from the podcast. I think I said this to my sister because with relationships, and she's starting to get back into looking for someone. I think what people don't understand. Um, I'm gonna go scriptural for a little bit. Um, God made Adam and Eve. Okay, I don't think people realize when the pandemic happened, what did we crave the most? Human interaction. I believe that some people can be single for the rest of their life. I believe some people need companionship. But if you get into a relationship, love is not a chore. Love is a partnership.
Yes.
If you want to be with someone, you're not saying, oh, what do you bring to the table? It's not about bringing to the table. It's, I love you and you love me. I want to build life with you, whether it's just the two of us or with children. It's not, oh, he makes money or she does this, so I'm going to give. No, it's not a give and take. It's a partnership. And a lot of people think that, like, they see on social media, oh, they're going this way, oh, this guy's doing this. No, no, no. That's the flashy stuff. When it comes to the nitty gritty, when it comes to wiping your tears, having a child, all that is thrown out the window. Because at the end of the day, your emotions, the guy's emotion, and the girl's emotion is the only two things. And a lot of the times with the black community, we have this fathom of, um, you know, I want someone who is, you know, high in intellect and I want someone who gives me this. But a lot of the times we come into relationships with trauma from our past and we're not healing and we bring it to our next relationship and it just keeps going in and out. That's why the dating scene is like, because we're trying to expect things from somebody. And it's like, you can't. You can't expect something from someone. That's not the point of love. Love is a partnership. You want to be with this person, whether they're broken or healed. You want to be with them and you want to work it out, which is why communication is something that needs to be taught again.
Yes.
Having manners, having respect. Even, and I don't like the terminology, um, if you respect me, if you show me respect, I show you respect. I don't
Yes.
care if you're an elder person, I don't know you. I show you respect. That's how it was taught. That's how it should be taught because at the end of the day, they're older, they're wiser. I'm just, I'm just ripe 25. I don't know anything like a 50-year-old. I don't know anything like an 80-year-old. If I see them on the street and they say hi, I'm going to say hi back. That's out of respect. If they disrespect me, then okay, cool. But if I don't know them and they're showing, like, I don't expect respect, like, I don't believe in that. I think you should respect someone out of the nature of them being older because your elders give you knowledge and there's some things everybody thinks they know everything because they have the internet. And it's like knowing something and experiencing it is two different things.
Yes.
So with the whole man and woman thing, I think we need to wake up and accept the fact that some of us can be single and be happy, and some of us need companionship. But be real with yourself. If you're going to be with someone, either you heal, either you communicate, or you just don't get with no one. Simple as that. Makes life easier.
That's true. That's absolutely true. I respect that, sister. I respect that. And just a few more questions, but um acting, writing, poetry, uh combining all these things together, right? When it comes to short film, poetry, like what is that connection, right? What is that connection between poetry and on film, right? That brings out that brings out those inner emotions from a person.
Okay, so I like that you mentioned that because I recently told my friend about it. For my school, I did a play, and it was an interesting play. It's called Jaja African Braiding. It was a production that got on Broadway, not Broadway, but I think it got nominated, I believe. We did a play, and the character that I was playing, she had like a really deep backstory, and I felt with poetry is basically an expression of yourself. With acting and short film, whether it's a play or it's in a movie, acting is also therapy because I say it's like wearing a mask. I'm a shy person, but when I'm acting, I'm a different person. I'm the person that I wrote or somebody wrote. And I feel like whenever I really like something called monologues, monologues is a big paragraph that tells an event that happened or a story that people do. And when people do monologues, especially when they act, I feel like not only do you hear it, but you see the people's facial expression, you see the body language, those things are connected because just as writing a poem is very emotional, acting out something that has been written is even more powerful. You could write a monologue about how you had the worst day ever, and You could just do it by yourself in a random crowd or in a film, and you could see from the person's face, their dialect, their body language, how impactful there is. Just like when you go to a poetry slam and they're talking and you hear there's certain words that they say, whether they slow it down or they bring it up or their voice gets higher or lower. It's a very connected because it's a form of expression. Both things are a form of expressions. Some people are very articulate with words, some people are very articulate with body language. And
Wow,
those two things connect.
I respect that. Mm,
Yeah.
you're right about that. You absolutely right about that. And and I know you mentioned this already in the interview, but let the people know what's the name of the school that you attend. And I know I didn't ask you this, but let the people know also what is your major and your minor in school right now.
Okay, I'll say it again. I go to CUNY York College. It is located at Jamaica, Queens. So it's in Queens, in New York, right? Because
Yes,
there's another York college somewhere else. My major is journalism, and my minor is theater arts.
yes, yes,
I
yes.
might minor in CT. I'm not sure yet, but we're gonna see.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah,
absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. I respect it. That's great. That's great.
yeah.
And last but not least, right? What advice do you have for young sisters that's actually growing up in the community right now? They want to dive into, they may want to dive into the field of being an artist. They may want to dive into filmmaking. They may want to dive into poetry. They may just want to dive into the medical field or dive into being a lawyer or just diving into something that's creative and positive. What's the advice do you have for these young sisters to first shoot for their goals, second to be grounded in being a woman first, and third just to um, just to let the world know to never give up. How do they show the world that? How do they show other women, or how can you say this to other women to not give up on their goals and their ambitions?
Okay. I say this with um. Okay, there's one thing I want to say that's very important. Failure. I hate failing, but as much as I hate failing, it's okay. Nobody tells you this. It's okay to fail, and when you fail, it doesn't matter if you fail 20 times. Don't stop. We make mistakes in our life all the time. We're not perfect human beings. We'll probably never be perfect human beings. But at the end of the day, never stop believing in yourself, even if it doesn't seem like, you know, you got it. And when you see yourself, because as a writer, I've grown. I wouldn't say I was the best writer, but writing when I was in high school and up until now, it's a whole different thing. If you see yourself failing and like not getting it, maybe, maybe that's not the right direction you want to go, but do your research. Take some time, do your research, improve, practice, practice till you can't practice no more. And I'm telling you, you will see wonders. I wasn't the best writer. I still don't think I'm the best writer. But me taking the time to realize my mistakes, go back, do my research, do whatever I needed to do to get better and be here where I am today, that is the thing. It's okay to fail. Failure is good. Failure means that you can improve, and
Yes,
improvement is good.
yes,
As a woman, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. You're going to make a lot of choices that you regret, and it's okay. Give yourself grace. No one in humanity is perfect. Give yourself grace. A lot of, especially black women, give yourself grace. Don't work till you can't work no more. Don't stress yourself out. Take that week, take whatever, take that vacation, take that sick day. Don't do it to yourself because we don't give ourselves grace. I'm talking from experience. Give yourself grace. And also praise yourself for the little achievements. I did my hair today. It looks good. I did my makeup. Yes. Or I went out. I dressed nice. Celebrate those little things. Say affirmations. Affirmations. I wasn't always confident in myself. I'm still struggling, but I'm more accepting of myself than I was way back then. And to the little girls out there, you are beautiful and you will do great things. You may not hear it from whoever, but just know whatever you want to do in life, as long as you keep pushing, and sometimes pushing can be 10 years, 20 years, don't stop. We live in an era where it doesn't matter how old you are, you could still fulfill your dreams. There are so many, um, it's on the tip of my tongue. There's an actor that I believe they just got their Oscars and they have been acting for years. And they're like in their 70s. I don't remember their name, but they've been acting for years and they just got their Oscars. They never stop, so you don't need to stop. Matter of fact, there's somebody in my school. He was 70 years old. His name is James um something, but I know his name is James. He was 70 years old. He went back to school and got his art degree. He never did art. He never
Wow,
did art. He got his GED and he got his art degree. He just graduated last year and he was 70 years old. So if he can do it, y'all can do it.
that's great. That's great. Absolutely. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. That's the motivation right there. Absolutely. And let the people know where can they find you at.
Okay, so right now, it's just this Instagram, Island of Faye. Hopefully, trying to make a Discord. I don't know when that's gonna happen. And I also am connected with my company from the students that are here at York, named Midnight Slate Productions. That is the company. That is where my short film is, and we're hoping to do another one soon. So stay tuned, and you know, I'm also open with DMs. So if you want to talk, hit me up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Not a problem. So listen, thank you. Listen, thank you for
no
tapping
problem.
in with Black 31 magazine.
Of
Each and
course.
every week. Each and every week, listen, we can have your favorite poet. We can have your favorite author. Listen, we can have your favorite speaker. We could have your favorite student. We could have the little girl with the lemonade stand down the street, or it could be you. So listen, thank you for tapping in. We are the platform of truth. We're the home of the champions, and we are the place where we uplift man, woman, and child. Peace and love, y'all. One.